Greetings, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to the Kamado Joe cooking channel. Today we're not going to cook, but I'm going to show you yet another product in Kamado Joe's 2014 lineup. Got a lot of new product coming out this year, and this one is one of the most anticipated products of anything they're bringing out this year, and I'd like to take the time today to show you the Joe Jr. So let's go outside and have a look. Okay folks, this is the Joe Jr. It's really a spitting image of the classic, just a smaller format. It comes with the stand, and I'm going to show you the rest of the equipment that it comes with also. And this works out to be about 26 to 27 inches tall from the bottom of the base to the top of the vent. On the inside of the Joe Jr., everything looks familiar. It looks just like the Big Joe and the Classic. It's got this same thick, heavy gasket material that the other Joes have, and we measure across the dome, or across the fire bowl here, at about 16 inches, and we're going to add about 4 more inches width-wise to go to about, well, maybe a little over 20 inches for total width, including the handles on the stand. Our assembly on the Joe Jr. goes the same as everything else also. We have a miniature fire bowl that will sit right down inside the base, and then we follow that with our fire ring, which sits right on top of the fire bowl, just like the rest of the Joes. And once again, we have a standard cast iron fire grate that sits right down in the bottom. We also have another heavy-duty stainless steel cooking grate. And this cooking grate, just like the other standard Joe grates, it has a hinged edge on it where you can access the fire while the grate's on. This grate measures 13.5 inches in diameter. So we'll get the tape measure out and hit that. Yes, it's exactly 13.5 inches in diameter. In my opinion, one of the nicest features that Kamado Joe has included with the Joe Jr. is the heat deflector. We have a rack, just like the racks in the other Joes, and a heat deflector that you can set right in place there, and set this guy right down on top of the fire ring, and we turn this guy into a smoker for indirect cooking, low and slow. And you can also treat this just like the other Joes as well, and run the rack in the elevated position if you want to do a pizza cook on here, a small pizza or whatever. And then once again, the grill just sits right in here on top of that rack with the heat deflector in the elevated or the lower position. The Joe Jr. also comes with a very nice dome thermometer. It looks identical to the Classic and the Big Joe thermometers. It's just a little smaller, and we have the same cast iron dome top vent with the slider and the daisy wheel for adjusting airflow in and out of this cooker. So I think this setup's going to be really nice. We have the HDPE handle on this guy instead of a wooden handle. This guy's going to stay good looking. It's going to stay clean and look just like this 10 years down the road, instead of fading out and getting dull looking like the bamboo handles can do. On the back side of the Joe Jr., we have the same standard hinge and band assembly. And when you get your Joe Jr., you're going to want to double check these nuts for tightness on the bands. You may want to give them a turn to make sure your bands are good and tight without over tightening them. And our hinge works really smoothly. it just raises up and leaves the it holds the dome lid open, makes it very easy, you know, one finger movement. The portability aspect of the Joe Jr. is one of the big things here. This guy weighs in, it's listed at 65 pounds. I've got all of the accessories installed in here, so we're just going to pick it up. Very easy to pick up and load. Okay, that's going to wrap up our walk around tour of the Joe Jr. One measurement I forgot to show you when I was doing that is the dome clearance from the grill. From the grill surface to the top of the inside of the dome, you have a little over 6 inches, maybe 6.5 inches of clearance there. So that's how tall a piece of meat you can put in there. You wouldn't want to go right up to the top with it, obviously. You'd want to keep your meat cuts, you know, give it some room in there. So that's gonna basically wrap this walk around up. This grill is designed with several specific things in mind, the portability being one. I've shown you that I can pick that grill up by myself and move it. If it's a little heavy, if you feel that it's a little heavy, it's got 2 handles, one handle on each side of the cart. 2 people can pick it up. I think Hemingway can pick it up and carry it, so you'll probably be able to do that too. This grill is designed, you know, for grilling mainly. The smoking option there that we have is just a very nice added benefit. It is going to be a little limited in the size of the cuts of meat. You won't be able to put a big turkey on it. A regular sized chicken should fit in there no problem, and an average sized Boston butt is going to fit in there no problem. In fact, one of my first orders of business is we're going to cook a Boston butt on that grill this weekend. So next week's video will highlight that. We'll show you how well this guy's going to be able to do low and slow cooking. So this is going to wrap up our first look at the Kamado Joe Jr. We're going to do some ongoing things in future videos, so be sure and subscribe to the channel, and also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/Kamado Joe. We've had several lively discussions there about this grill already. I'd love to have you join in and give your feedback, or you can leave a comment here on this video. Once again, I do try to answer every question that's posted as a comment to these videos, so if you have any questions about this grill, feel free to ask. But our cooking videos that we're going to do are going to be upcoming. Like I said, I'm going to start out with a Boston butt. I'll probably do a whole chicken on it. We're going to do some searing. We're going to grill some steaks on there, some burgers, and we're going to have a look at, you know, a small pizza cook as well. One of the questions I've been asked already is how much food can you fit on this grill? And instead of cutting out paper models of meat to put on there, I'm just going to show you as we go. We're going to cover 3 or 4 of your typical cooking concepts within the next 4 weeks or so on this grill. So just stay tuned to the channel, and until next time, this is John Setzler with Kamado Joe Grilling Channel.